Hi everyone, this is Sush Dazzles and I create celebrity-inspired makeup looks on my channel. And today I'm back with a much requested and really exciting makeup tutorial. I know we've all been locked down and some of us are really bored, but this is the perfect time to master your skills. And this is the perfect time to really practice and upgrade your skill set. So today's tutorial is just about that, getting all your eyeshadow techniques right. And during this quarantine time, I hope you all are safe. You all are finally investing in your hobbies. Maybe it's singing, maybe it's dancing, maybe it's makeup. Hope you're trying out that look that you always wanted to try but you never got enough time. I hope you're putting all your energy into something creative and staying positive. So today I'll just be focusing on my eyes. As you can see, I've already done my makeup. First thing I'm gonna do is prime my eyelids. So if you've got pigmented eyelids, then I would suggest you prime your eyelids. That way the eyeshadow colors will pop better. So you can use any eyeshadow primer or use a concealer. Today I'm gonna be using a concealer. This is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I'm just going to put a dot in there. Just like that. And I'm just going to blend it using a blender. I'm not going to use too much concealer on my eyes, otherwise my eyelids are going to crease. Just a very light layer of concealer. So if you prime your eyelids, it's gonna make your eyeshadows vibrant and also make it last longer. Next, I'm gonna set my concealer, so you can use any face powder or you can use any eyeshadow that is similar to your skin tone. I'm just gonna use this face powder from Nykaa. I'm just going to use a fluffy brush. Make sure I don't have any crease already. And apply it to set the concealer. So what this is going to do is it's going to set your shadow and also fill in any lines on the eyelids and make your brush glide smoothly when you apply your eyeshadows. The next step is to apply a transition shade. What I do is I take this fluffy brush. As you can see, the top of the brush is more fluffy. This is something that I really like using on my crease area for the transition shade. And I'm going to hold the brush almost towards the end. If you hold the brush right here, it's only going to put pressure on your eyelids. It's not going to blend the eyeshadows properly. If you hold your brush right here, the blending process is going to be more smooth. So I'm going to take this Sugar Blend the Rules eyeshadow palette in the shade number 1. This one is the Flawless palette. And I'm going to take this shade, which is pretty much close to my skin tone, but a little bit darker. So I'm going to tap my brush on it and then tap the excess off. We tap the excess off so that there are no fallouts while applying the eyeshadow. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull up the eyebrows a little bit so that we get more area to work on. And then we're going to start right here in circular motions first and slowly bring in the color towards the inner corners. We are not going to apply it in the inner corners of the eyes. We're just going to leave it right here. So we're going to take the light shade first and then slowly get darker for that gradient look. We're going to start with less and then gradually build in if we need. So just take the eyeshadow, tap off the excess and apply it. Now I'm going to do the windshield wiper motion, which is like just going back and forth. And then again in circular motions. So I just go back and forth and then circular motions. This always makes the eyeshadow blend really well. With very light pressure, go back and forth or in windshield wiper motions, whichever works best for you, and just slowly build in that color. You don't want to start with a very dark shade on the crease area, because if you apply that, then there's no coming back. You always go from light to dark. Next, I'm going to take the same shade and apply it in the lower lash line. And then you put the mirror up like this and then apply it in the lower lash line and slowly connect it with the crease area. If you apply eyeshadow on the lower lash line like this, then there are chances that you would get it in your under eye area, which is not a good look. So you always look higher and then apply it. I'm using the same brush. If you want, you can use a more precise brush if you're a beginner. You can always use a brush like this one, which is more packed and which has shorter bristles, but I'm going to be using this later. Now using the same brush, you can use a tissue to clean the brush, or you can use something like this. This is from PAC. It's the Express Brush Cleaner, and I just clean my brushes before moving on to the next color. The next eyeshadow palette I'm going to take is again from Sugar. It's in the shade 02 Warrior, and I'm going to use a shade which is a little bit darker than the previous one. You don't have to use the same palette, you can use similar shades, and I'm going to apply it in the crease area again. So what this does is, if you are applying 2-3 transition shades, this will have a really nice ombre effect and it'll give you a very nice airbrush look. So again, holding the brush right at the end, and then with little pressure or no pressure at all, I'm just going to go in with this shade in back and forth motion, circular motions. Since it's not that densely packed and it's more on the fluffier side, it distributes the color evenly and it does not pack the color in one place. So a good blending brush is really, really important. I'm also going to take this color on my lower lash line. You don't want to take a lot of color all at once. You just want to take little at a time and slowly build the color. You don't want to hold the brush too close to the handle, as this is going to make it really hard to blend and the outcome might not be really, really nice, and it may seem super hard. But you want to use a fluffy brush and hold it towards the back. This is going to help your brush lightly glide over the eyeshadow, giving that airbrush effect and making your eyeshadow blend more easily. Now I'm going to apply a base on top of the eyelids. Since I'm going for a brown smoky eye, so I'm going to go in with a brown base. The one that I'm going to use is from Color Bar. It's a Scandal Kajal. This is in the shade Hot Chocolate, and I'm just going to apply it very sloppily all over my eyelids, but not going above my eyelids, not touching the crease area. And then if you want, you can blend it with a brush or use your fingers. You can use a brush like this one, which is really densely packed. This eye, I'm going to use the brush, and the other eye, I'm going to use my fingers. You also have to make sure that you blend the base really quickly. Otherwise, most of the bases, they get really dry and it's very difficult to blend. For a smoky eye look, I really like using a base, because after this, when I'm going to apply an eyeshadow of the same shade, the eyeshadow is going to look more pigmented and the eyeshadow will get something to stick to. I'm just going to apply it on the other eyelid. Very, very sloppily, because anyways, we're going to blend it. Just make sure that it does not go above your eyelid in the crease area. Just going to blend this with my fingers. I find blending with the finger more easy and more quick, because the warmth of the finger really melts the product and makes it really easy to blend. Since my base is done, I'm going to top it off with a brown shade, a dark brown shade. And I'm not using any shimmer eyeshadows yet. All of my eyeshadows are matte. Now I'm going to take I Love Revolution palette. Now that's what I call makeup. And I'm going to use the darkest brown shade in this eyeshadow palette, which is this one right here. Don't use a fluffy brush to apply your lid color, because it's only going to get everywhere. I'm not using a shimmer yet. I'm still using a matte eyeshadow, and I'm going to use a densely packed eyeshadow brush, something like this one. I'm going to pack the color on my eyelid. So every time you take an eyeshadow, just tap off the excess, and we're just going to pack it on the eyelids. I'm not swiping it, I'm just dabbing it on my eyelids, and again I'm going in little at a time, and I'm adding the color till the time I'm happy with the intensity of the color. And just make sure that you stay on your lids and not go over the crease area. I'm just going to pack it on my other eyelid really, really nicely. We're trying our best not to have any fallouts, but if you still do, then always keep a fluffy brush like this handy so that we can just wipe off any fallout. To avoid fallouts, one more thing that you can do is you can do your eye makeup first and then your face makeup. I am more comfortable in doing my face makeup first and then my eye makeup. Now that we've packed the eyeshadows on the eyelids, we again go back with the crease area using the blending brush. And now taking the brown shade again, I'm just going to go over the crease area to blend that area, just to tie up that eyelid space and the crease area. And just keep doing that, just keep moving your brush in the windshield wiper motion and go back and forth with the brush till the time there are no harsh lines. The key to blending is not to take a lot of product at the same time, just keep building the color and keep blending, 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 blending. Also, another important thing is to just make sure that your eyeshadows do not go down here. You know, it should be in this angle and not this angle. Otherwise, it's gonna make your eyes look droopy and sad. We don't want that. We want our eyes to look really happy and yeah, basically happy. Now we're gonna take care of our lower lash line. So we're gonna take this brown shade with a densely packed brush. We're gonna pick that color up and apply it in the lower lash line. And just slowly bring it down just a little bit. This is going to give you a full blown out smoky effect. I'm not taking this eyeshadow to the inner corners of my eyes because I want space there. I don't want any eyeshadows there. I want my eyes to look awake. I want my eyes to look fresh. Also, you got to keep in mind that it's just makeup. You may have certain steps that you follow which works great for you. Great, you can follow them. I'm just providing you with some suggestions which works great for me. And then if you want, you can take your fluffy blending brush and just blend it. Now I'm going to take a pencil brush. I'm going to take the brown shade that we applied on our eyelids and I'm going to apply it on my lower lashes, like really, really close. I'm not taking this eyeshadow down, I'm just applying it on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to connect it with the upper eyelid area. The pencil brush gives you more precision to apply the eyeshadows. Next, the fun part is with the glitters. We all love glitters, don't we? Now I'm going to take this beautiful, beautiful palette. This glitter eyeshadow palette is from PAC and it is in the shade Dark Secret. These are beautiful pressed glitters. You can take any pressed glitter that you have. I'm going to take this beautiful brown shade. So I'm just going to pick some with my fingers. And I'm just going to apply it from the inner corners to the middle of my eyelids. Just gonna press it. A glitter can transform any kind of look, like any look. Now I'm going to take this brush. This is not as fluffy as the other one, yet it's fluffy. I really want to pack some color on the outer corners of my eyelids. I'm going to take this black shade and just very, very lightly just dab it. Tap off the excess and bounce it on the outer corner of my eyelids. And I'm just going to dab it and just stick to the outer corners only. I'm just going to follow this shape, the C shape, and I'm going to deposit the color there. Once the color is deposited, then I'm going to use the brush to blend it, also in the C motion. And just for the very last time, not taking any product on this fluffier blending brush, I'm just going to blend everything together, just so that everything looks seamless. Now for the brow bone area, I'm going to use this sort of a brush. This is a flat shader brush, and specifically something that has got this arch because my eyebrow has got an arch. For my brow bone area, I'm going to take this shade, which is a matte banana shade. I'm going to apply it on my brow bone area. I'm also going to blend it down into the other colors so that it transitions nicely and the whole look is really, really smooth. And in case you brought your darker crease color a little higher, then you can always clean it up with the shade. If you want, you can also go in with a satin shade for your brow bone area. Just for the sake of the video, I'm going to add a satin shade and show you how it looks on the brow bone area. This one is from Makeup Revolution I Love Makeup Golden Bar. And I'm going to take this vanilla shade. This one is a satin shade. And I'm going to apply it on the brow bone area, right from the arch till the end. Now I'm going to apply the same shade in the inner corners of my eyes just to make my eyes a little bit more open. You may want to use a pencil brush or a more precise brush, something like this one, because the inner corners, the area there is really tiny and we want to use a more precise brush. So I'm just going to take some and apply it right here. Now that is about it. We have come to the end, almost there. Now we're going to curl our lashes and put on mascara. And the mascara I'm going to use is from Sugar. This is the Lash Mob Limitless Mascara. Now for a smoky eye look, lashes are very important. Lashes can add a lot of drama and it totally elevates the look. So as you can see, I just applied some lashes and it totally elevated my look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you'll practice these tips and master the eye makeup game. I'll see you really soon, and don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe for lots more.